Welcome back to Music 101. We're going to be looking at Chapter 36, Mozart, Mourning a Hero, Mozart and the Requiem. So we have talked about several different secular genres in the classical music. So now we're going to talk about the sacred music in the classical era, which was the Mass, or the Requiem Mass, or the Mass for the Dead. So this is chorale music, sacred music, and the genres of later than 1700s, and it's very similar to an oratorio. So those are the ones that we've had: Mass, Requiem Mass, and moving away from mine there. Requiem Mass and Baroque era was performed in the church, and the classical era was moved into a concert hall. So Mozart's Requiem was Mozart's last large-scale composition, and it was symbolic of the tragedy of his premature death. So Mozart died very, very, very young in 1791. I believe, very young, like 35, I believe, or something like to that nature. So extremely, extremely young, which was very tragic for us because we just don't have any more works by him. This is a picture of Mozart on his deathbed composing the Requiem, and where he was offered the post of this, and we're going to talk about that just a little bit. So it was left unfinished, actually, so part of the later movements were completed by Mozart's pupil because he died before it was completed, and it was in the style of a grand Catholic music in Vienna. And there are lots of rumors surrounding this commission, and a lot of people believe that it brought on Mozart's death. So the story is that there was a rival composer that was very jealous. Well, there's two stories. The rival composer that was jealous of Mozart's success, and he commissioned this work. He dressed up as actually the Commendatore from Don Giovanni, which represented Mozart's father, and commissioned the work. And then Mozart was very ill and basically worked himself to death. The second rumor was there's this guy that would steal works from composers that maybe not well known or very poor composers and would put their name on it. So basically he commissioned this Requiem for his father, I believe, and then he was going to put his name on it, and so this was his Requiem. So that's the two stories. So it's for 4 vocal soloists, 4-part chorus, as well as orchestra, and there's extended use of low winds and brass. And the Des Arrées, or the Day of Wrath, is a 13th century rhymed Latin poem, and it's the vision of Judgment Day. It's the most widely recognized because it was performed at President JFK's funeral in 1963, and there was a global performance on September 11th, 1-year anniversary in 2002. So we're going to listen to this in a little bit, but it's full chorus and orchestra, homophonic. So we're going to remember it's all everyone's playing the same thing. Then we have chorus and orchestra, which is polyphonic or unison. Homophonic would be like unison. Polyphonic would have multiple things stacked on top of each other. And then we have a trombone solo and a bass solo, and the other voices. We'll listen to it for sure because reading it is a nightmare. But we'll get an idea. And I actually want to show you guys a clip from the movie that I was telling you about, Amadeus, that kind of talks about that suspicious surrounding of the composition of the Requiem. If you want to... This is on page 212 if you want to follow it. So it's saying day of wrath, day that will dissolve, how great tremor there will be. Talking about the day of judgment. So you can see it's very wrathful, very very unstable, not pleasant at all. So that one's the most famous one, but it's not actually my favorite. My favorite one is the Con Fatutes, which we were going to listen to. But I want to show you the scene from the movie Amadeus where he's basically composing Con Fatutes on his deathbed, and then the other person that is writing down what he is saying is Solari, who is supposedly the person that murdered him, but that's not true. But in this movie, the rumor.
Start with the voices. Basses first. Second beat of the first
time.
Common time. Second beat of the first measure. On A. Second measure, second beat. You see?
Yes, G sharp.
Of course.
Yes.
Second beat of the third measure. On E. You have me.
I think so.
Show me.
Sorry about the quality of the video here.
Good. Now the tenors. Fourth beat of the first measure on C. Second measure, fourth beat, D. All right.
Yes, continue.
Second beat of the fourth measure on F. Now the orchestra. Second bassoon and bass trombones with the basses. Identical notes and rhythm. First bassoon, tenor trombones with the tenors.
You go too fast.
Do you have it?
You go too fast.
Do you have it?
First bassoon, tenor trombone, what?
With the tenors.
Identical?
Of course, the instruments doubling the voices. Now, trumpets and timpani, trumpets in D.
No.
Listen to
No,
me.
I don't understand.
Listen. Trumpets in D, tonic and dominant, first and third beats. It goes with the harmony. Yes.
Yes, I understand. Yes. And that's all.
No, not for the real fire. Strings in unison, ostinato on A, like this. Next measure's rising. Do you have it?
Yes,
Show
I think
me.
so. It's wonderful.
Yes. Go on. Voca me.
So you can watch the rest of the clip later. I do want you to hear all of it together there, so we'll start with it. So anyway, a dramatization basically of Mozart's death. If you're interested, just look up different clips from Amadeus, and it's a fabulous movie just about his life, and also just hearing a lot about his Requiem music. So it's definitely one of my favorite works by Mozart, so definitely check it out. So that is all of classical music, I believe. So we have finished the classical era. So the next lecture will be on the Romantic era. So we'll start with the prelude and then move right into that.